There's a variety of new game modes in Underground 2. The first is Street Cross. In Street Cross, the handling on your car is very, very tight. So when you combine the tight physics of the car, a very narrow experience in terms of road width, and then the fact that there's 4 players driving on such a short track, you get a lot of banging and a very aggressive race experience. It's quite a bit different than anything we've experienced before, and we think it's one of the most exciting modes in the game this year. Another new mode this year is Downhill Drifting, and what it is, it's really a nod to the origins of drift racing in Japan. What we've done this year is allowed the player to go up into the Jackson Heights section of the world and then compete in drift races in essentially an organic environment. So not only do they race downhill exclusively and around mountainside corners, but they also have to make sure that they don't run into traffic that's on the roads as well. So it really creates a different strategic experience for the player. When you get into downhill drifting, you're really going to have to pay attention to what's going on around you, because you might start a drift and you might be sliding your car out to the outside of the road, and suddenly a traffic car will be coming up around the corner and you'll have to bail before you hit them. So it really creates a different gameplay experience than what we had last year. Underground Racing League, or URL, is also a new addition to the game this year. And what that is it's our opportunity to actually take the racing off the streets and back onto the track. In order to get a test of who the best driver is, they need to break into these different GT tracks that are available in the city and race in a more contained environment. So it actually allows the player to test their skills in a pure racing environment as opposed to on the streets, where they have to have the added skill of being able to avoid cross traffic and traffic that they might contend with in a normal race. Outrun mode is another new addition to the game this year, and what makes this really special is it's the only organic race inside of the entire experience. Outrun races are unique in the fact that they happen instantly inside the game world. What I mean by that is, in every other race environment, you actually find a race, you stop, you engage the race, decide whether or not you want to do it, and then we load the opponents in, and you start the race, we set up the track. Outrun races, in contrast, are you roll up on another racer inside the world, and you challenge him to a race, and the race is on. It's basically follow the leader. The AI racer will initially be in front at the start of the race, and if he puts 300 meters or around 1,000 feet between you and him, he wins the race. Conversely, you have to follow him closely enough to determine when it is the right time to pass, and then you have to put 300 meters between you and he. What's really cool about the Outrun races is the fact that the racetrack is undefined. Since they take place inside the open world, you can go anywhere for any length of time, and all that matters is putting 300 meters between you and your opponent. The last mode I'd like to talk about today is Showcase mode. Showcase races are a really cool experience because they give the player the opportunity to really show off all of the upgrades that they've done to their car. So if the players put hydraulics on their car, or neon, or scissor doors, or a full audio upgrade system, that actually pays back inside the game environment. At certain points inside the career mode, the player will be presented with the opportunity to get their car on the cover of a magazine.